don't take the lead in economic development for Centreville, no one else is gonna do it for us. So we need to take the lead, take over, and make it happen. I have several years' professional experience in economic development. I'm certified in the field by the International Economic Development Council. I've worked for a regional utility that served about 15 small towns very similar to Centreville. My job in working for that utility was to serve those communities and help them with economic development, both in terms of retention of existing businesses and recruitment of new businesses. Retaining our existing businesses is the key, most important thing to do. If you've worked with a lot of small businesses as I have, you know how to identify their problems, identify their opportunities, know how to help them grow, know how to help them become stronger. When we're talking about economic development, there are three measures that we're after. One, we want to increase our tax base. Right now, our tax base is about 90% residential and about 10% commercial. Ideally, we should be at least 70%, 30%. So we need to increase the commercial tax base in our town. The second metric you want to look for with economic development is employment. And I'm not talking about minimum wage, working in restaurants sort of things, though we all have to eat. But I'm talking about primary jobs in export businesses that offer a career path or at least room for advancement. The third thing we would look for in economic development is something that creates cultural value for the community, something that helps us all. We need information to do this successfully. We need to get a business plan to figure out how we're going to go forward. We need to find out what sort of businesses our community can support and then go out and convince them that we'd love for them to come here. Thank you.
I strongly believe the government should provide a basic structural foundation for entrepreneurs from which they can grow their businesses, start new businesses, and the government should not be there to place roadblocks or hindrances in their path. I think the government has an obligation to provide a tax-friendly environment for the businesses, free of over-regulation and free of excessive fees. Other than that, quite frankly, I think the government needs to stay out of business. The market should pick the winners and losers, not the regulators. When it comes to government in business, less is best, and we all know the 9 most feared words. I'm from the government, and I'm here to help. I think that we need to take some measures to develop the business tax base. That is where we soar them at. But we're not going to do it as long as we penalize businesses and we encourage businesses to drive other communities to start. So we need to embrace them through tax incentives. We need to give them a tax-friendly environment in which they can grow their business. I think I bring some particular negotiating skills. I can reach out and into the business community, create trust with the county commissioners, to create some trust that we can develop an environment where businesses are not over-regulated, but they feel comfortable bringing their life savings in our communities to invest to start a business. We tend sometimes to overlook the sacrifices that businessmen and women make when we come into a community. And I think that they need to trust us to support them if they bring a valuable business in. So in a nutshell, I think that we need to create a strong, healthy environment for entrepreneurs and then get out of the way and let them grow. Thank you.
Everybody likes to talk about taxation, or dislikes to talk about it, if you will. And the way to avoid that is to increase your base. And I think Centreville is somewhere in the 9 to 11% of business to residential tax base. We're actually ahead of the county on that one, but that's still not where we need to be. As I've told the county commission on a number of occasions, no government entity can tax its way to prosperity. It just cannot happen. So we need to expand the business base, and we need to offer them incentives to come here. We need to find businesses that people like yourselves can patronize or will patronize. And excuse me, when Main Street Maryland was implemented, I think it was 3 years ago, the picture on the internet shows all the storefronts on Commerce Street is full. Well, we're not there anymore. There's quite a few empty businesses up and down the street. We need to find a way to change this. I had one business person actually tell me that he'd rather take the tax write-off than rent his business out at a lower price that he was trying to charge. This is not a good thing. We need to continue to improve our roads and sidewalks in town as financially permit, because businesses and residents, for that matter, won't come to a town that's crumbling. We need to make the place look nice. Along that same line, things such as the pocket park, that you may have heard about down at the corner of Little Kidwell and Commerce Street, is a great way to make this community look nice and attractive to people driving through, so that they'll stop here and provide business for our community. Thank you.
I think the answer is much simpler than that. What is the one thing every business needs? Customers. Okay? We need to be the stewards of the taxpayer. We need to reduce the town's burden on the taxpayer, so that when people are at home at night, they feel like they can actually go out and patronize a business. All the tax incentives, revitalization, beautification in the world are meaningless if people feel like they can't go out and patronize local businesses. If we have a healthy tax base, if we have a healthy base of healthy families, financially healthy families, let me get this out right. They will go out and spend their money and businesses will come. It's very simple.